Okay. I'm going to name him the same thing. I forgot how this works on PlayStation 3. It's been forever. And then you press what? Square? No, that erases. Triangle? There. No. Triangle's too much. What the freak? Okay, then just like R. There we go. Man, this has always fetched me. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let it go. 1, 2. Then a space. And name him the same. Nope. Name him the same thing I named my character in Dark Souls on my channel. Fetch. Okay, good. Enough. Jeez. Okay, so here's the first really important choice. If you have watched my Dark Souls playthrough, I talked about the importance of starting off as a pyromancer because it makes the early game a lot easier while you're trying to learn the system, while you're trying to like figure out how the game feels and the way it works. And if you don't want to die constantly, you need to start as a pyromancer. Well, for this game, that class is royalty. The stats for the royalty class kind of, well, if you want to make a dex build or a magic build, then these stats are pretty good, but otherwise the stats kind of suck. His vitality is really low, strength is pretty low. But the reason you need to choose this class if you're new to the game is because he comes with a ring that regenerates his magic points. In this game, it's not quite the same as in Dark Souls, where you get like a specific number of casts, and then when you rest at a bonfire, it regenerates your magic casts again. In this game, you actually have MP, and it will drain, and then you'll have to refill your MP. And you use consumable items to do that. You also use consumable items to heal yourself, unless you have spells for that. But anyways, it's not the same as in Dark Souls where you have those Estus flasks so that get refilled at bonfires. There are no bonfires in this game, so this game's a little bit different than Dark Souls in quite a few ways, actually. Okay, so we got a question here from Geigelby. I always wanted to ask about Demon Souls. Is it harder than Dark Souls? In my experience, yes, but only because I played this game first. See, because I had played this game so much, when Dark Souls came out, Dark Souls was much easier for me to learn. Like, the learning curve on Dark Souls was much, I don't know, it was a way easier game for me to handle because I had played this first. This was my Dark Souls. This was my first experience with the franchise, and this game kicked my butt for years. I bought it right when it came out in 2009, and I gave up playing it after a couple hours because it was like way too hard for me. Couldn't really understand it. I tried to jump back into it a year later, quit after about 30 minutes because I was getting too frustrated with it. And then it wasn't until see, when did Dark Souls come out? I think it was around the time that Dark Souls was going to come out, that I jumped back into it again, and I was really determined to stick with it. Like, I'm gonna stick with it this time. And I ended up beating the game, loving it, and then jumping over to Dark Souls like a month later or something when it came out. So, yeah, that's my experience. In some ways it's harder, but honestly they're very, very similar in terms of difficulty. They're pretty much right on the same level, I would say. There are some things in Dark Souls that are harder, some things in Demon Souls that are harder. But anyway, start off as the royalty class. We're gonna go with West. Definitely changing his hairstyle, because that's ridiculous. This is the hairstyle I like in this game. This one's okay, I guess. Gosh, he looks like a retard. Don't care about that. I just want your face to not look jacked. Mostly your eyes. Spread that stuff out, dude. Wait, eye position. Spacing, thank you. Widen that up. Wow, that's weird. Eye color, something like that. I don't know why I'm caring about this. Let's just make him look fetched up. If we're gonna make him look fetched, at least we're gonna control how fetched it is. Dark eyeliner, dude. Fetch, yes. Eyeshadow dark as fetch. Good enough. Nose. Let's give him a huge effing nose. He's gonna be wearing armor most of the time anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's pretty sick. Alright, I'm good with that. Freak, get me out of here. Jaw, dude. Let's bring it home. I like that. Hair color. We definitely want it to be like super pink or something. Oh, that's gonna be purple. No. He's gonna bring some of this in. Like that. Good enough for me, man. This guy looks good. Okay. Royalty, yeah. I mean, for the early game, I would say it's easy mode. Nonsense Ninja. What's up, man? How you doing? I don't know if you're a man. Most people that watch my channel are a man, so you can let me know. Then I can refer to you as the proper gender.
That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valarfax of the royal Twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight.
Sick, then I was correct in assuming.
Old King Alant had aroused
I assume basically everyone who watches me is a dude, so I don't mean to offend any female viewers.
the colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valarfax spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul, the demon's own soul is invigorated by the life force. And the power of a mature demon soul is beyond human imagination. The legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors were drawn to the accursed land, but none have returned. Bjor of the Twin Fangs, Yurt the Silent Chief, Sage Urbane, Skurver the Wanderer, the Sixth Saint Astraea and her knight Garl Vinland, and Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands, near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Okay, so this is just asking you, would you like to do the tutorial or not? Might as well, because there's a boss at the end of the tutorial that you can beat. I don't know if I will beat it, because I haven't played this game in a while. This game does feel a little bit different than Dark Souls, like the feel of the character movement and timing on reposts and all that sort of stuff. It is different than my guy looks so sweet. It is different than Dark Souls, so I may not be able to do it because you kind of have to play the boss at the end of this section perfectly. You can't really take a hit or you'll die. So you're not meant to beat him. You're meant to die, but because it's kind of like a way of, I guess, telling the story. Like, you're supposed to die because it's going to teach you about the Nexus and about being in soul form and all that sort of thing. So, but I could beat him. It is possible, but you'll just die right after anyways. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. You have in your equipment, starting out as the royalty class, this ring right here called the Fragrant Ring. And this will recharge your MP. So you can switch right over to your, what do you call this? Wand. I don't know if they call it wands in this game. Anyways, you switch over to your wand. And you can use this magic, which is almost a one-hit kill for most enemies in the first couple areas. And it's constantly recharging your MP. It's going to take a while. Like, if you run out of MP, you might have to kind of like stand in a protected area for a little bit and wait for the MP to recharge, if that's your main offensive weapon. But anyways, that's why the royalty class is awesome. Makes the early game a lot easier. But I will probably avoid using that. I'll probably just stab these guys to death, because it's going to be a little faster. I think there's a couple guys in here. I'll kill one of them with this and switch over. So, I mean, otherwise it's very similar to Dark Souls. Like, the combat tactics are going to be relatively the same. The setup is also very similar, so you switch all your weapons and items and spells and things with the D-pad the same way. Roll is still the O button. Unless you're in Japan, then it's X, which is really confusing. But R and L control your hands, you know. You have your block, your quick attack, your heavy attack, your riposte buttons are all the same. So, very similar setup. Just a couple of differences. You have MP instead of, you know, a certain number of casts. There aren't any bonfires. Fetch, I hate that they do that. But I'm telling you, like, unless you've played both games, it might look exactly the same in terms of how it feels to play it. But I mean, it does feel, the response is just a little different. Like, I've noticed that there's kind of a slight delay in this game that there isn't in Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a little more immediate. Like, listen to when I press the button and when he, like, actually moves. You see the delay on that? Like, in this game, I feel like there's more of a input delay than in Dark Souls, which kind of throws me off when I go between the two. You can do his stupid Full fetch stuff. There we go. So that is that. By the way, you can't really die in this area. Even if you run, like, even if all your health goes down, you won't really die. Man, I have no poise. Actually, I don't think there is poise in this game. In fact, I think Toasty Groover already said that. Yeah, there's no poise in this game, so you can't really, like, eat hits by, like, wearing armor with lots of poise. So you'll get staggered easier in this game. So that might throw you off a bit, too. Anyways, you can't die in this area. Your HP will go all the way down, but you won't die just yet. In the tutorial area. Okay, let's see here. Alright, we got like a knight. Just get behind him. That's what it's all about. Backstabs are really different in this game too. I've noticed for the most part that they're a little bit not harder, just it's different than in Dark Souls. It feels different. So if you're used to one or the other, like you'll go into the other game and try and do them, and it's like it doesn't work. And I'm not sure why, but backstabs are harder for me in this game than they are in Dark Souls. Like I'm not sure why. Like I'm not getting backstabs right now, for instance. I don't really get it. Okay, I'm gonna hit this guy with spells. Just because it's faster. Now when he shields, you're not going to be able to hit him for as much, but you can stagger him there and then hit him. That's going to be important to remember for later. There's going to be an armored guy that's going to be real tough kind of in the first real level of the game. And using magic against him will be key. So we got a question here from Geico B about the bleed stat and poison stat. Now, it's been a while since I've played this. I mean, it's been a long while since I've played this. But I'm pretty sure they operate almost exactly the same as in Dark Souls. I know the bleed stat definitely exists in this game. Poison stat, I'm also basically sure is exactly the same. The areas, too, you'll notice are very similar, so... The levels themselves, there are a lot of things in this game that in Dark Souls they almost directly imitated. Like, they basically took the same concept or the same sequence of events and just kind of copying them over into Dark Souls. But bleed and poison are going to work exactly the same as they did in Dark Souls. Okay, that guy didn't even try to shoot me, man. What a fool. Okay, so these items I'm picking up, Half Moon Grass, that's what I've got in my slot right now. Then there's Royal Lotus and Crescent Moon Grass. These are healing items. So these are like this is the way you heal. Crescent Moongrass is like it heals for the least amount. Half Moongrass a little more. Then you fetch. Then you have Full Moongrass. And then I believe it's like Dark Moongrass and New Moongrass. I think it's in that order for how much they heal for. I believe that Dark Moon and New Moongrass also heal status ailments. Okay, this is the boss. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm going to beat this guy or not, but we'll find out. As you can see, very similar to... Very similar to the Asylum Demon, but this guy's way harder than the Asylum Demon is. If we get him to just keep doing this, should be able to beat him. If we just continually get him to spam that move. Stay close to him. Anyways, it takes a very long time. You have to be super patient about it, but you can kill him. Fetch, back up. Any one of these attacks would kill you in one hit, basically. Like, ooh, almost got me. I think I was shielding there. Let's heal. Probably gonna heal one more time. I don't know why I'm bothering with this, just because it's fun. And it's a hard boss, especially early on in the game like this. I mean, not hard, just takes forever, man. Just takes so long to kill. Fetch. Back up. Just gotta be super patient with this fight. Come on, buddy. You do get some pretty good rewards for winning this battle. Like, there's a lot of really good items you can pick up for winning that are really helpful early on in the game. But like I said, you're gonna have to do this for a while. And if you make one mistake, you're dead. Sometimes he'll get super cheap and do that move right there when you're not expecting it. Mess you up. That one right there, yep, sucks. If he's facing you when that happens, you're fetched. Get back up. As long as you stay behind him like this, you should be okay. Because he'll keep trying to attack the forward side when he does do that one move. I could be using this, but it takes longer to cast this, but it will do more damage. So keep that in mind too. Probably going to be the best way of going about this. You can keep moving while you cast it, which is nice. So you can keep moving, you know, to the side and cast it at the same time. Like Toasty Groover was saying, starting off as the royalty class kind of is easy mode, which is why I suggest it if you're new to the game. Makes it much easier to learn. Yeah, I should have been doing this the whole time. Oh, fetch. Almost fetched it up right there. There you go, that's how you beat him. So there you have it. Now there is... I think I just have to go through here. This will send me to another area. It's actually going to send me to kind of a late game area. Okay, so you can hear that rumbling. Actually, I'm not sure if this is quite the same area as it is late game. I think it is. Okay, except the back is blocked off there. Anyways, this is a boss you'll fight much later in the game. Now you can come up here and grab some pretty sweet stuff. Get full moon grass. Oh, actually, this is not the same as it is late in the game. This is a different area. This boss, we'll fight this boss again later, but it'll be in a different area than this. Pick up some full moon grass. Didn't miss anything, did I? I'm gonna check just real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. And no. All kinds of items in here. Get some more full moon grass. Shard of Hardstone. You use that to basically upgrade weapons. It's kind of like Titanite. Shard of Sharpstone. That's, you know, another type of Titanite. All kinds of souls. Renowned Soldier Soul. And then I'm trying to make sure there aren't any other items. I don't think there are. So then you basically just walk out here. You're like, all right. And it doesn't even let you attempt to fight him. He just kills you right away. Pretty sweet, though. Yeah, so you're supposed to die in this first section. And now we will learn about the Nexus, which is where your soul goes after you die. What's up, Corey C? Welcome to the stream, bro.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
No, man, if you're in class, you're in class. Like, totally understandable.
It holds together the
Gotta do what you gotta do, man. You have other responsibilities.
Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5 archstones will connect them together.
Okay, so the Nexus has trapped my soul. Basically, like, this place is keeping me captive, not allowing my soul to go where it normally would when I die. So this is kind of like, I guess you could call it a similar sort of idea to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a Catholic term, gosh dang it. Where your soul gets trapped, you can't go to heaven or hell. What the freak is the word? I know the word, I just can't think of it right now. This is driving me crazy. You guys will know as soon as it, you guys will write it. You know what I'm talking about. Your soul's trapped here. Can't go to heaven or hell. You're trapped. Anyways, this is like the sanctuary level or central hub. I guess you can kind of liken it to Firelink Shrine. Purgatory. Thank you. That is the word I was looking for. Anyways, The difference, though, is that this is even more of a sanctuary or hub world, just because right from the beginning of the game, you're given access to, well, not from the very beginning. Like right now, I can't access all the levels. I'd have to go at least defeat the very first boss. Then I can go wherever I want. And these like stones here, these are the different like areas of the game. And there are a couple of levels within each area. I think each of them has 3 or 4, but the first one has like 5 levels within it. Anyways, you go and touch those arc stones, and you will travel to the different areas. So this more or less is just where you come when you die. And, here's another thing to notice. If you're used to Dark Souls, up in the top left, you can see my health is my maximum health in soul form, which is kind of like being undead. Except the difference is when you're undead, you still have your full HP. Like your HP doesn't go down. In this game, in soul form, your maximum HP goes down by half. So you only have half of your maximum HP. So, yeah, keep that in mind. If you're going to be playing in soul form a lot, you're only going to have half your HP. Now, I should talk about world tendency real quick. So, at this moment, you can see the 5 different worlds. Boletarian Palace, Stonefang Tunnel, Tower of Latria, Shrine of Storms, and Valley of Defilement. Depending on how you perform, I guess, in the different worlds or in the different levels, you will either go towards pure white tendency or pure black tendency. So what will happen is if you're going towards pure white tendency, the stone will start to light up in this menu. Like it'll get brighter. If you go towards pure black world tendency, it's going to get darker and darker and darker until it's almost pure black. And that changes events that happen within the worlds. It also changes the difficulty. So this might sound kind of backwards, but the more you die in a world, like it also works to commit suicide over and over again, but the more you die in a world, the blacker the tendency gets, and also the harder the enemies get. So they get more HP. You'll get some Black Phantom versions of enemies that will show up that are really tough. And like the game basically gets harder. I believe though that your healing items will increase the amount that they heal. Could be wrong about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like your grass, like your full moon grass or crescent moon grass, those will heal more in Black World Tendency than they do in same thing for like consumable items for MP than they do in White World Tendency. In White World Tendency, the enemies get easier to kill, I think. They have a little bit less HP, but your consumable items don't do as much either. So the way you get White World Tendency is by defeating bosses, defeating demons and archdemons without dying. So going through a whole level without dying and killing the bosses and things like that will push the world towards White Tendency. So as you can tell, oh yes, so good point. Thanks for bringing that up. That's why I was talking about this in the first place, because I'm in soul form right now. So when you're in soul form, you cannot affect Black World Tendency by dying. So if you want to control the world tendency, you want to push them towards white, then you'll want to play most of the game likely in soul form, so that you won't be affecting your world tendency by dying, especially if you're new to the game. Because there are certain weapons and certain NPCs and things you can only encounter in pure White World Tendency. And so, in order to control that, you'll want to play in soul form. I guess if you're playing online, you can only get invaded when you're in human form anyway. So if you're in soul form, you can basically control that. You're not going to get invaded and killed I think that's right. I think it works exactly the same way as in Dark Souls, where you're in undead form, you can't be invaded. I believe that in soul form, you can't be invaded in this game too. So anyways, that's something you want to keep in mind. If you want to look at, I mean, there's lots of guides online for, you know, what events occur during White World Tendency or Black World Tendency and what weapons you can get. The hardest to get is White World Tendency. So what I would suggest is, if you're going to try and do a complete run of this game and get all the weapons and things like that, go and try to get White World Tendency first and get all the events to happen in White World Tendency, and then you can turn around and just like kill yourself over and over and over again and get Black World Tendency and get all those events to happen as well. It's basically impossible to do it in reverse, to go Black World Tendency first and then White World Tendency, because there are only very few things you can do to switch a world towards White World Tendency, and that involves beating bosses and things like that. So if you've already beaten the bosses, you can't beat them again. So my suggestion would be, if you're going for like 100%, like try to get White World Tendency everywhere first, get all those weapons and events, and then go Black World Tendency. That's it for that. There are some NPCs here. This is a Crestfallen Warrior, the guy that basically is just a total downer, just like in Firelink Shrine and Dark Souls. This is a blacksmith. He can give you some basic upgrades to your weapons. There's another blacksmith later that we'll meet that can upgrade more weapons with different sharp stones than this guy can. This guy is Stockpile Thomas. He will hold on to your items for you. So, like for instance, if I got 99 Half Moon Grass, I can't carry any more than 99, but I can bring them back to him and give them to him and then continue collecting them. So that way you can stockpile on lots of healing items and things like that. Do we have anyone over on this side yet? Okay, so remember, if we're here, like at the front of the Nexus, right, looking at it, to the right, this is where your, like, magic characters are going to go, the sorcerers and the witches. Now, there's a lot of NPCs we haven't found or unlocked yet. In fact, there's nobody over here right now. But these are the characters that will teach you sorceries and offensive magic and things like that. On the left side, you have all the faith guys, all the people with the white magic, the restorative magic, and any kind of offensive magic that's white, or, buffering stats, or any of that kind of stuff. It's over here. We do have this one NPC.
Oh my. How has this happened? Has God abandoned us for failing to show proper respect to King Alant? Oh, Umbasa.
So Umbasa, that term she uses there at the end, that's kind of like this game's version of Praise the Sun. You might see that in forums and stuff online, people saying Umbasa after they finish their sentence or after they finish their comment. It's kind of like the thing that caught on from this game, the same way that Praise the Sun caught on from Dark Souls. Okay, there's a whole lot of stuff you can explore way up the stairs in this place, but there's no reason to go there just yet. So we'll do all of that after we beat the first level here. Boletarian Palace. We can't level up yet either, so don't worry about that. Okay, so I got a couple of comments here. The one from Toasty Groover talking about it being possible to go from pure black to pure white. Yes, definitely possible. If you're new to the game, not likely to happen because you're probably going to die a lot. Unless you're controlling that in soul form. You're playing mostly in soul form. But it's just much easier to go from pure white to pure black. I recommend doing that. I recommend controlling your world tendency, not playing online because, like he says, your world tendency can get synchronized to the server. The server's world tendency. So, but again, if you know that they're going to be holding a World Tendency event where they're going to have pure black or pure white, and you want to sync to that, that can be an easy way to get the stuff you're looking for without having to grind for it, and change your World Tendency. What else should I talk about before getting started here? Come back and get this Late Moon Grass. Oh, yeah, so you can't level up yet. You cannot level up until you beat the first level, which is what I'm going to show you right now. Once you beat this level, it'll basically unlock the person who helps you to level up. It's actually the same as in Dark Souls 2. There's a person you have to go to level up. They kind of brought that back for Dark Souls 2, which I'm not a huge fan of. I liked it better where you could level up at bonfires. But, it is what it is. So you can see, being in soul form, you're going to be a lot more careful than I currently was being. Because you can't take too many hits in soul form. So, if you want to, you can just do it like this and just one hit kill everybody. That's the point of starting off as this class. But I'm probably not going to do that because it takes too long and it's boring. I will do it for this guy though, because I can just hit him right through that barrier. There we go. That's what I've been trying to do the whole time. Get this guy to come out. Got both of them coming after me now. Jump. Oh, fetch. Come on, man. Totally had him. Got a question from Animator. So wait, is Demon's Souls made by the same people who created Dark Souls? Yes, From Software. This was the first game in the Souls series. This game was exclusive to the PlayStation 3, though. They wanted to go multi-plat with the next game they were making, and so they weren't, because Sony has rights to the intellectual property Demon's Souls, so that's why they had to call it Dark Souls. They couldn't call it Demon's Souls 2 or anything like that. That's also why they changed the lore. Like, the lore in this game is very different than in Dark Souls. Like, it's a completely different world and story and everything like that. But a very similar type of game, like the gameplay, very similar ideas, very similar game concepts. And a lot of the lore is similar. Like, Boltarian Palace is very similar to, oh freak, what's the first area? Castle area in Dark Souls. Can't remember the name of it right now. If you haven't noticed, I'm not like I don't get super into the details. I mean, I like the details. Obviously, I enjoy lore and all that kind of stuff. I've read the Silmarillion like 7 times, so I get really into lore. But for these games, I don't bother spending time like memorizing the name of every place and remembering like what every status effect does. Like, I'm just not one of those people that gets super like, the details are not important to me. What's important to me are the concepts, usually. So anyways, I forget a lot of things, and that's why. Even though I've played these games multiple times and I know how to play them very well, I'm not particularly good at remembering how to explain all of it. Kill this guy as quick as you can and turn around, because there's another one. Anyways, yeah, so Sony has the rights to the Demon's Souls intellectual property, which is why so many people are really interested in this game, Project Beast, because it looks like a sequel to Demon's Souls. From all the screenshots that were leaked and things like that, and from what we've heard. If that's the case, it's probably going to be a PS4 exclusive game, which is good and bad, I guess. It's good for Sony. It's good to have, really, really good exclusive titles on your system. It's really bad for the gamers. Because now guess what? I have to buy a PS freaking 4 to play that game. I don't want to do that. Get behind you, fetch face. Backstabs are... I don't even know if you can do backstabs with this weapon, to be honest with you. It might just be the weapon. Got another question. Who is your favorite NPC in... Are you asking about Dark Souls or Demon Souls? They're both DS. Now let's kill this guy first. He's going to try and throw firebombs at us. Die, you fetch. Up. Another soul. I think this over here is a weapon called a Mail Breaker. Not as good as the rapier we have, so. If you started off as, I don't know, maybe there is a class you start off as where you don't get a melee weapon, so that might be useful. But I have usually started off as the royalty class in this game, so. I really like the Fragrant Ring, it's awesome. As you can see, I did not block the full damage on that one. He had a fire weapon and it kind of went through my shield a little bit, so this doesn't block fire damage 100%, obviously. So that's going to work similarly to Dark Souls 2. There are some weapons and armor that have resistances to elements and others do not. Oh, fetch. Oh, fetch. Die. Thank you. This actually is a buckler. It's not really a full shield, so that's why it's going to have problems blocking certain things. But alright, run as fast as you can up these stairs, otherwise you're going to get hit by a bomb. Firebomb from behind. Oh man, I'm so used to the thief ring, man. I keep thinking that the line of sight on these guys is different than it is. We'll get the thief ring soon enough. It's really, 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 really good. I'm going to try and kill you, can I? Yoink. One more time, baby. Ah, see, but he always does... he'll kill himself. I forgot that he does that. Did he kill himself? Yes. Okay. I want to hit the guy on top. One more time. Hurry up, hurry up. Yeah, I got him. Okay, because there's another guy in the doorway. I didn't want to have to fight them both. What's up, bro? Okay, he's dead. One more guy up here. Let's knock you straight off the edge, but don't fall yourself. That would suck. Okay, we're up here now. There's an item you can get over here. Half Moon Grass. There's also an item, as you can see, it's kind of trapped inside of this scaffolding structure here. Don't worry, we can do that right now. This will be the first thing you'll recognize that is also kind of copied straight over into Dark Souls. At the top of the stairs, you got a guy with a boulder. So you come up the stairs, you get him to roll it down, and it busts through here. You can grab this item, the Bastard Sword. I'm not strong enough to use that yet, but if you had more of a strength build or something, you could probably use that right now. Anyways, yeah, that almost exact same thing. Those are the sorts of things that carry over into Dark Souls, like the similarities, you know. There's a lot of that in this game. Well, I guess I should say there's a lot of that in Dark Souls, a lot of like carryover. I'm not going to fight him like this on the stairs. I'm just going to kill him right now. Okay, so we come to the top. You turn around right away. There's going to be a guy shooting at you with a crossbow. So let's take care of him. Arrows in this game, they work very similarly to Dark Souls, where they like basically home onto you. They like follow you. It's pretty annoying. Anyways, I'm going to try to kill these guys quickly. Mostly you. This guy can be pretty tough too, the spear guy with the shield. I would suggest, if you're new, you don't know their moveset, just kill him with magic. Okay, then we got a Blue Eyes Knight over here. You can see his blue eyes. That's why it's called Blue Eyes Knight. Hit him with magic. He'll come after you a little bit. You can eventually stagger him. He can do lots of damage, so watch out. There we go. Alright, once you take care of that, there's one thing I want to show you. So if we go over here to the right, keep this in mind. We're not going to do it right now, but this is going to be a really great resource for soul farming just for the early game. If you want to gain some levels, get yourself some gains. The Red Eyes Knight down there is a really good resource. As the royalty class, he's very easy to kill. If you're any other class, it's gonna be really hard. You'll read a lot of like guides online that will tell you, oh man, just get his attention and then you can run him back, you know, this direction, and there's a place where you can get him to basically fall off and kill himself. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never gotten that to work once. It's much easier to just use Soul Arrow against him. You can kill him pretty quick. But maybe that's just me. Anyways, don't go through that fog wall yet. We want to go this way. And we got an item over here. Fire bombs. You want to hold on to those fire bombs. They're the same as they were in Dark Souls. Whoops. I'm not going to put them down here yet because I don't want to use them, but you would, you know, put it into one of your 5 slots here for items. But you throw them, they do fire damage. Keep them for later. Definitely keep them for later. We want to use them against the boss. Watch what happens when these guys try and break that with their fire. The tomb. Why did I just say that? Should have or something. Anyways, those red barrels are the barrels with like the red paint on them. They're flammable, so be careful with those guys with the torches, because if they attack those and you're there, you'll get jacked too. Let him kind of go crazy, then attack him. There we go. Okay, this is what we wanted to do. To the left, you might have noticed this when you were down there, maybe not. I didn't really point it out, but there are some dudes kind of hanging from chains here. If you break these chains, they'll fall down, and there's some items you can pick up. So let's go find out what they had. Okay, gonna have a lot of fire guys down here. I'm just gonna pick them off because it's easier that way. Okay, now they're coming up. Alright, I don't mind taking on one of them, that's fine. Yoink, yoink, dead. I think there's 5, maybe 6 overall. Anyways, open this lever. There's a really, really nice ring in here that we want. This is the Cling Ring. Let me show you what it does. So we got our Fragrant Ring on. We'll keep that on for now. Cling Ring means you lose less HP when in soul form. This is one of the best rings in the game. People use it a lot. See how my my maximum health went up to 75%? Oh, that's another thing that Black World Tendency and White World Tendency affect. So when you have pure Black World Tendency, you'll actually lose a little bit more than 50% of your maximum HP in soul form. It'll go down, I'm not sure exactly how far, but something like 35%, I think, if you have pure Black World Tendency. So if you're in soul form, you get pure Black World Tendency, you'll have like 35% max HP. If you have pure White Tendency, I think it's like 65 or something like that. So that's one thing it changes. So the Cling Ring, if you have the Cling Ring on and you have pure White World Tendency, you might have something closer to 85% max HP when you die. So, you know, it's something you can keep in mind. So on this guy, you get Old Spice. Old Spice is a consumable item that basically replenishes your MP. We got somebody who just came into the chat. Potent Hober. What's up, man? Welcome back. Anyways, then you get the Old Ragged set. On this guy, you get the Jade Hair Ornament. This is important. We're going to give this to an NPC. Anyways, now we come full circle. This is back to where we started, right? This gate is closed. That gate over there is also closed. So let's head back up the stairs again. Nope, we got an item that we can pick up. Turpentine. That works the same way as it does in Dark Souls. You use it on your weapon, you get, you know, an element attached to it for a limited time. Whether it's fire or electricity or whatever. I think turpentine's fire. Could be wrong about that. It might be lightning, but been a while since I played this game, so hey. Hey Minchman, welcome back. Playing Demon Souls today. Okay, so we'll leave that Red Eyes Knight alone for now. Right? Yes, because I need this ring first. So use me some Cressemoon grass. Okay, so you see that item down there? There's a guy there, kind of got like an orange glow around him. There's an item behind him. That's an item we want really bad. That is the Thief Ring, and what it does is it makes you less detectable, so you can get closer to your enemies without them noticing you. I'm not gonna get it yet because there's a whole bunch of guys down there, and if he jumps down there and starts fighting them, there is a chance that he can die. He's not very good. So I want to go wipe out all the enemies, then save him, then come back up here and get that Thief Ring. So that's how I'm going to handle that. Be careful with this guy. He will toss a firebomb at you. He will blow himself and everything else up. And he won't kill himself somehow. It's always bothered me. Die. You're fetched now, bro. Let's get this guy to come after us first. How many attacks do you have? 2. Bam, 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 bam. Your turn. There we go. So kill all those guys. If you break through here, you might make the mistake I made when I first played this game. You're like, oh, fetch, it's an enemy, and start attacking this guy. Don't do that. Don't do that. He's a merchant. He can sell you stuff. So if you feel like it, you can buy fire bombs from him, which could be useful. You can also buy a longsword if you want, or a short spear. A lot of people go with this. This is a pretty good weapon for the early game, the short spear. But I have a rapier, which is very similar. You can still like stab while you're blocking and things like that. You can get better shields. There's all kind of stuff you can get. I don't recommend doing it. I recommend saving your souls for leveling up and buying arrows. Unless you're the royalty class, in which you don't need arrows. But in the next level, there's an enemy that we'll have to attack over and over and over again. So I would suggest buying, for instance, well, I can't buy it from him, but lots of the old spices to replenish your MP. Anyways, I'm not going to buy anything from him right now, but he has stuff that could be useful if you want them. Okay, someone's asking if I'm playing online. I'm not playing online because there was some sort of error. I cannot connect to the internet with my PlayStation 3 right now. I don't know why, because I'm on the internet, obviously streaming this. So, anyway, some kind of error on the server, so can't play online at this moment. Another question. I don't have internet in my house now. Oh, that sucks. How come you don't have internet at your house? Start killing some dudes here. Okay, I was pressing the button and it did not register, and that's stupid. I'm just gonna kill you the old-fashioned way now. Boom. And same with you. Boom. And I'll just drag him back this way. Fight him in this bigger area. No, what you're saying is to quit the game and re-enter it. Like I know about that trick. Like sign in and then come back into the game. Like, that's not what's happening. I'm not sure what's going on. Like, it won't connect. It's very weird. I'll kill you first. A lot of guys shooting. I hate that move. A lot of guys shooting arrows at the top, so be aware of that. We're just going to kind of go up one level at a time and kill these guys. Alright, you first. Shoot me. You are dead. Pick up this item. Oh, you're at a friend's house. Gotcha. Okay, we got a Blue Eyes Knight up here. This guy's also firing arrows at us, which is pretty annoying. You gonna keep doing it? Yes. So, now switch. Hit the Blue Eyes Knight once. Hurry up, please. Block this arrow that's likely to come down. I'll just drag him down here, actually. There we go. Now we'll go kill the archer on the top. You'll probably knock him off. And he won't die, which is annoying. So you have to go all the way back down and kill him. Don't go through that fog wall yet. We have some more stuff to do. Hey. Die. Awesome. Okay, we got 3 guys down here. 4 guys down here. Pick a couple of them off with Soul Arrow. Makes your life a lot easier. Just like that. Sweetness. Okay, you can also break through this stuff and access this area here. Now there is an enemy who will come right up. Let's just fight him back here. Yeah, Jolly Cooperation would have been nice. Except that, I don't think anybody has the same copy of the game that I have, at least not here in the stream, so... There's nobody at least watching that I could connect with. But that's okay. Not having Jolly Cooperation is alright with me in this game, particularly because I never played it online when I first got it, so I learned how to beat all the bosses by myself. Okay, pick up that item, switch over to our Soul Arrow. This guy doesn't have a shield, so he's easier to hit. Some Late Moon Grass. Okay, there's a weapon we can pick up right over inside of here. There's going to be a couple guys that bust out of this door. There they are. There's 2 enemies in there. Again, best way to do this is just get one of them with Soul Arrow. Fetch. Dang it. I want to kill you first, man. Come on. Oh, I ran out of stamina. Gotta watch the stamina. Stamina is very important in these games. There we go. Killed those. Now you come in here and you can pick up the scimitar, which I like a lot more than the rapier, so let's switch to it. There we go. This does a lot more damage. Alright, Gykobe's gotta go. Thanks for joining us for as long as you could. See you later, man. Let's pick these guys off. Boom. Boom. Oh, fetch, you came out of nowhere. Just, you know, stay patient. Kill them off. There's a lot more of them than I remembered there being. Fetch, how do you miss? There we go. Alright, I think this is the last one. Now, we can get backstabs with this sword, that I know. But I didn't get one there. Okay. Don't talk to him yet. I don't want him wandering around and getting himself killed. There's one more area with enemies in it. I want to take them all out first. Okay, there's a guy right here, so watch out for that. Fetching... switching weapons at exactly the wrong time. Die. Okay. Item over here. I'm gonna come kill all you guys. Whoops, I was already on the weapon I wanted. Fetch. Hate it when that happens. Freaking die. Nope, on him. Ah, whatever. Whatever. Fetch you guys. Dang it. I'm fetching up, man. I'm fetching up. Not playing the game very smart. Fetch. Oh, I thought he had way less health than that. I thought I had hit him already with Soul Arrow once. Okay, you need to die. There. Okay, now... Get you. Get you. Get it behind him. Actually, I was doing the backstab. Oh, no, I didn't do a backstab there. Backstabs are harder in this game. I get them sometimes. What I did there was the up and R at the same time, which is this kind of like move like this. For other swords, it would be like a kick, you know, pressing up and R at the same time. Anyways, now that everyone here is dead, did I miss any items? No, I didn't. Okay, I got a question. What is your game? Mike, what is your game more long on this game? I'm not sure what you're asking. Could you rephrase the question? Alright, let's talk to this guy now. Now that we've killed all those guys, he's no longer in danger of fighting anyone and getting himself killed.
Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Gives us a brass telescope, which is like freaking useless. Get some soul items. Now we're gonna head back up and try and get that ring. I didn't miss any items in here, did I? Don't think so. Okay, we head back up this way. Basically, we need to land on this ledge and then roll down there. So the way I like to do that is to kind of jump at it. Whoops. Actually, the jump feature isn't in this game, is it? I forgot about that. Okay, I'm not sure if this is Portuguese or Spanish, but I know a little bit of Spanish. So I think what you're asking is which... I think Jogada is game, but I think what you might be asking is file. Like, what's the longest file I have on this, or the longest play time that I have on this game? Like, how long have I played it, basically? Is that correct? The answer to that is I think I have a file. Well, I think my original character I had on this game got deleted. And on that character, I think I had about 100 hours. I have not played Demon Souls as much as I have played Dark Souls. I've played Dark Souls for perhaps 1,000 hours. I'd say that's pretty close. I've only played this game somewhere in the realm of like 300 or 400 hours. I'm saying only, you know. That's the thing about like Dark Souls elitists though, like people that are really good at this game. They've played it a lot more than that, so. Okay. I'm going to actually switch the Cling Ring off for the Thief's Ring. Because, as someone mentioned earlier, if you're new to the game, you're definitely going to want to use this ring. Because it makes you less detectable, so you can get a lot closer to enemies and pick them off without them seeing you. And if you're new to this game, you haven't played it before, I suggest doing that. Alright, let's go through this fog wall. Okay, if you come here and just kind of smack this thing on the side, it's going to send a whole bunch of boulders down that way, and it'll kill just about everyone. Yeah, it killed everyone. Good. You might also see some dragons over there. Don't worry, you only have to deal with one of them right now. The second one we will deal with in the last part of this level. Well, the last part of this world, the last level of this world. It's okay. It's okay. Don't feel bad about not speaking English. I'm actually so, like, I feel being from America and from an English-speaking country, I feel very, like, guilty a lot of times because a lot of people online, I have so much respect for you who learn English so that you can, kind of the universal language on the internet, you know, you can speak English to people. And I like have tons of respect for people all around the world who spend lots of time learning English so that you can talk to people and you put yourself out there even though you're not like totally solid, you know, it's not your first language, and so sometimes the grammar's not perfect and things like that. Like, I don't know what I would do if the universal language on the internet was like Portuguese or Japanese or something like that. I tell you what, I wouldn't be commenting very often because I would feel too embarrassed to do that. So the fact that, you know, you're here like trying to communicate, trying to speak English, like I really respect that a lot. So don't feel bad about, you know, if I can't perfectly understand you all the time. The buckler doesn't seem to be so good in parries yet. I just don't parry. The reason I don't do it is because it's so different in this game than it is in Dark Souls that I will just get myself killed really fast, just trying to get used to the feel of it. It's a different feel. There's a little bit of a delay in this game, and it's just harder for me. So that's why I don't do it. If you want to parry, parry. Like, if you can get that down, like, go for it, man. You can parry every single guy that comes your way. Just, like, fetch everyone's ace up. But I do not... I'm not good at it. So I don't bother with it. Get behind you. Backstab, please. No backstab. Oh, gosh. Okay. I don't know if there's any items I can pick up over here. I don't think so. Don't go too far that way. You don't want to get that dragon come after you. Brassman 1812. But the riposte is so OP in this game. That's true. But it's not OP if you can't do it. it's UP if you can't get it to work. So I can't get it to work. I just, like, the timing doesn't work for me, so I just don't bother with it. Especially if I've been playing Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2 for a while, and then I jump over to here, it's like freaking impossible to get it to work. Fetching block. Do I have the thief rings on? I should have the thief ring on. Oh, barely blocked that in time. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this, because this dragon will just kill everybody for me anyways. Come at me, dragon. What the fetch? Okay, hold on. I'll get this dragon to come back. Stand here on the bridge. I'm just gonna kill you first anyways, because you're annoying. Come back, dragon. Anytime now. There he comes. Wait, is he coming? He's coming, good. Okay, now freaking blow fire. Do it already. Yes, now run. You're supposed to kill them. Holy that's gonna be stupid. I gotta stand out here for a really long time to bait him into doing this. You haven't been paying attention to the stream, or you haven't been paying attention to your application? Because you should feel ashamed by not paying attention to the application. If you're not paying attention to me, that's fine. There are more important things in life. There we go. Run the fetch away. Alright, get out of here, dragon. Now I'm gonna run across this bridge. Oh, fetch, he just went back to the beginning again. He didn't kill those guys at the start of the bridge. Okay, we gotta get him to go away first. Go away, bro. Get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna read the stream real quick before I run across this bridge. Okay, I'm just gonna run across as quickly as I can. Go, 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 go. And he'll come back the other way, I think, at some point. Don't care about you guys. Oh, fetch, no. No, 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 no. No, no, you guys, stop. Get the freak off of me, man. Jeez, that was close. Too close. The whole point is that I want to come here and get this anyway. That will open the gate to the boss. There we go. Okay. Down here there's an item. And I think the dragon comes back the other direction, but I just want to kill these guys because they were annoying. Making me mad. So I'm just going to kill them anyways. Need the souls. Actually, I don't need 36 souls. That's not very many souls. Die. Or you can come after me too, that works. The treasure's on the bridge. I'll come back and get those a little later. We can kill this dragon. We can't do it now. Yes, I got the hairpin. And the old ragged set. We'll kill that dragon in the next level and then come back and pick up all that stuff without having to bother with him. Come at me, bro. That works. Back this way, there's an item as well. Break through all this stuff. Serpentine. Okay, there's a couple enemies in here. Oh, fetch. Fetch you guys, man. Especially you. Die. You're supposed to come after me, bro. What are you doing? Come on. Come out here. Alright, fine. If you're gonna be that way, I will just kill you right away. How's that sound? What is the build you're going for with this character? I don't know yet. I don't make plans. I kind of just do whatever I want. Just do what I feel. At the moment, I'm using magic a lot and a dex weapon, so maybe I'll kind of go dex route, or maybe I'll go magic intelligence route. I don't know, man. Mostly I'm just kind of doing this similar sort of thing to what I did for my Dark Souls videos on my channel. This is just like show you the easiest way to get started, you know, give you a couple good hints, universal hints, not necessarily like a build showcase or anything like that. Alright, this guy will throw stuff at you. If you can get behind him, if you can, it's very easy to kill him. There we go. The soft spot on his back, just hit him a couple times. That's the easiest way to take them down. Give you a Shard of Heartstone that will allow you to upgrade weapons. It's kind of like Titanite in Dark Souls. So, looks like someone wants me to do magic. If I was to get Dark Souls, should I get the PC or console version? Which console do you have? Or Xbox 360? And where do you live, too? What part of the world? The PC version has a lot of problems. You can fix them. There are mods you can download that can help things like the frame rate and the graphics. You have a 360 and you're from Maryland. Yeah, get it on 360. Don't get it on PC. I don't recommend the PC version unless you have a good rig and you get the mods to make it perform better. If you don't know how to do stuff like that or you don't want to bother with it, I would definitely suggest the 360 version. Okay, we open this lever and takes us back out to the front again. So we've come full circle and now we're ready to take on the boss. There are a couple things we're going to want to do first. Mostly get rid of that and get rid of, see, that's half moon grass, full moon grass, late moon grass. Oh, I forgot about late moon grass. Okay, let's get rid of that. We don't need that right now. We don't have enough health for either of those things. And I'm going to change the placement of this. So let's put crescent moon here. And then let's put turpentine and fire bombs. And then in case we need it, which I doubt, we'll do Old Spice. So these two will be our restorative. That's restorative. These heal you. These two items will heal you. This you'll apply to your sword to do fire damage, I think. It could be lightning, but I'm pretty sure it's fire. These fire bombs we're going to throw like crazy. We're going to use all 11 of them in this part. And in case we need to restock on MP without waiting forever for our ring to regenerate it, we can use one of those too. And that's how we're going to take on this boss. If you have Xbox Live Gold, it's free right now. Oh, that was another reason not to get the PC version, is because Games for Windows Live sucks. But I believe Games for Windows Live is being shut down, as Poston Hober said. So you might not have to deal with that anymore. Dark Souls 2 is only better on PC if you mod it. If you just play it straight up the way it comes, it's not better. Not even close. Not even close. It's one of the worst ports ever. And the keyboard and mouse controls are like unplayable. It's impossible to play the game natively on PC the way it comes. If you don't have a controller to plug into your PC, you're not going to be able to play the game. And if you don't have the mods, it's going to look like crap. It's going to perform like crap. So you have to mod it. If you mod it, yeah, it is. And if you have a controller, you know, it is a good version. But you have to do a lot of work. You can't just buy it and download it. So if you have a console and you just want to plug and play, I suggest doing the console version. Okay, so let's use our turpentine. We'll find out if this is fire or not. Yes, it is fire. And then switch to your fire bombs. Dang it, I switched to the wrong thing. Fetch. Just ruined everything. Turpentine. Fetch face. Okay, they're gonna start throwing a bunch of spears at you, so watch out for that. You're just gonna want to try and throw fire bombs like this. You kill a whole bunch of those guys. They're weak to fire, so that's why you want to do that. Boom. Oh, fetch. Oh, fetch. Dodge! Okay, so you want to try and keep everyone in front of you here. Sometimes they'll get separated like this. This is where we're going to use our fire sword. Anyways, just keep them in front of you. Don't let them get behind you. You don't want to get surprised. You know what I mean? Fire. You also don't want to try and hit their shields because it just doesn't do very much damage. Okay, firebomb time. Boom. There we go. See, we're starting to damage the boss a little bit here. Actually, he's pretty open right now. I could... Oh, unless I'm not careful enough. Anyways, these guys are weak to fire, so that's why we want to use the turpentine and the fire bombs. Over here, please. Let's keep moving over, man. There. Okay, we can actually attack the boss a little bit. Just be careful, though. Don't get surrounded by these guys. You can get behind them and do lots of damage like this. That's always nice. I'm gonna throw a firebomb at you. Okay, and now I'm gonna switch over to my soul arrow for a while, because magic is also pretty effective against them too. Hit the boss, man. There we go. Yeah, once he's got all the little guys off of him, you can attack the center, and that's where he's weak. So one more hit should do it. That's how you do it. And I think they'll all die. Yeah. Cool. And we get another archstone. Archstones are basically like they mark the beginning and end of levels, and they can take you back to the Nexus. Shard of Hardstone, that's what these guys drop. They drop a lot of the hardstones and sharpstones that you can use to upgrade your weapons. Oh yes, forgot to mention that. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. The Phalanx, that enemy I just fought, is like a mini-boss in Dark Souls in the painted world of Ariamis. So it's another one of those concepts that carried over into Dark Souls. Animator asks, do you know if it's able to be free on One? Like Xbox One? Not sure what you're asking. Okay, so now we need to go back to the Nexus. We're going to be able to level up, and we're also going to be able to talk to an NPC who will give us more background, story information, things like that, and open up more levels to us, so we don't have to come back to Boletarian Palace if we don't want. Yeah, thanks for swinging by, Corey C. Have a nice day.
Welcome back.
Okay, this is the Maiden in
Monumental
Black.
awaits the above.
She's the one you need to talk to level up.
The Monumental will explain the Nexus to thee.
Okay, so we're gonna go talk to the Monumental now. Use the stairs on the outside here. That's not where I want to go. Fetch me. Been too long since I played this game. Yeah, I gotta go up the second set of stairs, that's right. Up this way. I think it was actually back there, yeah. I think I need to go over this way. Out this side. This is where the Monumentals are. So as you can see, a whole bunch of dead kids here. These are the Monumentals. They're kind of in charge of the Nexus. And their candles are burned out and they're all freaking dead. Pretty hardcore stuff, but there is one Monumental who's still alive.
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is something thou needest to know. Once, we too, a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under a benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to his slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and half the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what land still remained, we entrusted